just a mom.
I'm just a mom. I love
I'm
it.
just a mom.
I'm just a mom.
By the way, I have an ear-piercing New York City whistle.
Oh, yeah?
You want to hear it?
Yeah, actually, I kind of do. Hold on, let's record because that's kind of exciting.
How I call a cab in New York?
You use it?
That was a little weak.
That's good. That's how you know you're from New York, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's really good.
Taxi?
So this was like a badge that was given to you as like an award?
That was a badge that was given to me replacing my badge that I had donated to somebody who had done a lot for the sick responders. Okay. So I gave them my original gold shield. And then at an event, other responders who were appearing at an event in San Diego were being given a memorial shield. And they issued this one to me.
Wow. Let's go back to 9/11. So you get there, and from what I gathered, it was when the South Tower had fallen. What was going through your mind at that moment when the seriousness got even more serious?
Well, the dust hadn't settled, so we were trying to get our bearings. We arrived and we entered through the corner of where St. Peter's Church is, which is 2 blocks north of the World Trade Center. And the heat was still intense. There were multiple fires still burning. One of the hardest memories for me to deal with were the sounds of Building 7 engulfed in flames. Because when steel is burning and it's losing its integrity and buckling, the sound that it makes sounded to me like maybe there were people screaming because they were burning. And so I associated that sound with maybe people needed help, and the constant ew, ew of the firefighter down alarms. Yeah. So there are certain sounds and images that here we are 23 years later are still embedded vividly in my brain.
You suffered from PTSD right after 9/11, and you wrote a book. Actually, My Mommy Has PTSD. Based on your experience on September 11. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, first of all, you can't say you suffered.
Okay.
Because PTSD is an ongoing thing. I don't think you ever get out of it. It's a condition that's lifelong affecting. Whatever caused your PTSD might always come back to trigger it. So Aurelia, when we moved to Oklahoma City, wanted to explain to other kids what PTSD was. And she had some conversations with kids her age, why we don't do certain things. Like we weren't going to go to the state fair because they were big crowds. And I still was just learning to cope with mass crowds and the whole possibility of not feeling safe in a crowd because something could happen. But what I didn't know is that Aurelia was attending class with a couple of survivors from the Oklahoma City bombing. And I'm very grateful to that mom for helping me in the journey to grow and be resilient. Sandra Grubman, in dealing with learning how to cope with teaching a child about PTSD. And I think it was in conversations that Aurelia had with Nikki that brought about, Mom, how do we explain it to other kids? How do we talk to other kids about why we're different? So that was a big education. And the book is called My Mommy Has PTSD because that's how she explained it to other kids.
When we come back, we'll talk a little more with Reggie Cervantes, Richter Valley College student, and someone who went through 9/11. We'll be right back.